For this video, I'm going to be using this Iron Man example image, and I'm going to quickly add a white outline to it to help it stand out against the background more. Now, there are a few ways to make outlines in Photoshop, but I found the easiest way is to have your actual layer selected, and then go to FX, and then Outer Glow. You'll see straight away that it adds a faint outline to it by default, so we're going to have to edit some of these presets. The blend mode will be set to screen by default, and this just means the way it actually blends into the background, so the outline is a little bit faded into the background. For me personally, I always put it to normal, so there isn't actually any blending into the background, because I feel that an outline shouldn't actually blend into the background whatsoever. You may want to add your own blending mode, but I would always recommend normal as a starting point. For opacity, you want to crank this up to 100%, so it actually stands out properly. The noise setting, to me it's a little bit pointless because it does just add noise, and this is rarely anything you'd actually want to use in case a very specific effect, so I would always put noise to 0. The color here is pretty self-explanatory. I've just got it to white, but feel free to change this to whatever you want. Down at the elements section is where most of the editing will go down. Here it has technique and it's softer or precise. It does kind of change the fall off. For me, I always just put it to softer, but you may want to have a play around with this and see if it helps to change it. The spread is essentially the fall off of the outline. So if I put the spread to 100, you can see it has a very sharp and big, thick outline, but there's a bit of kind of jagged edges, so it's rarely something you want to have completely up to 100. My advice would be for larger images, you probably want it to be about 80 or 90. If I put an 80 here, you can see it has a bit of a nicer fall off here. It does help to make it look a bit nicer. And then the size literally is just the actual size of the outline itself. So this is completely up to you. For this one, I'm going to go for quite a thick outline here. So I'll go about 13. It is worth noting that these effects, they don't automatically resize if you resize the image itself. So for example, if I made this image much smaller, it would keep the same size outline. So I would recommend only adding the outline at the end once you're happy with the size of the actual image. With the quality section, I actually just recommend leaving these because the range and jitter preferences actually don't affect the image too much, so I just kind of leave them at the default value. And there we go. So we have a much more clearer image here with a nice outline. I always recommend using outlines to make certain images stand out much more. It's very helpful for things like text, to add maybe a darker outline, or thumbnails for YouTube. Pretty much anything can be greatly increased by an outline. So I hope you found this quick video useful. If so, please subscribe, leave me a like, and as always, please leave any comments for any videos you want me to do, any requests. That would be brilliant, and I'll see you all in the next video.